friends. Today we're going to be practicing the layering postures for Hanumanasana, monkey pose, otherwise known as splits. So let's start on our backs. By the way, please get yourself a strap, a couple of blocks, and either a towel or a blanket, okay? And we'll begin lying on our backs and we'll start with Supta Hasta Padangusthasana, so lying hand to foot pose, but this time we're going to be using a strap. So lie on your back, extend your left leg along the floor, and reach your right leg up, straight up to the sky. Flex your foot. Hook the strap over the ball of your foot. And hold on to this strap, hold on to both sides of the strap and push into the strap. Push the ball of your foot into the strap, the pinky toe mound of the foot into the strap, okay? And then open your leg slightly out to the side and then draw it in. Open it out and draw it in. With your left hand, place your left hand on your left hip. Just to hold, make sure you're rooting down. Open out slightly and draw it in. Open out slightly and draw it in. Open out and draw it in. Okay, now draw your leg towards your body. Keep pressing your left hand gently in. Push into the strap. So engage the muscles of your back, pushing them, your low back into the floor. And push into the strap and just draw your leg slightly towards your body. Draw your right leg in. Push the ball of your big toe towards the ceiling. So externally rotating your right leg. Keep your left leg flexed. Okay, and slowly let that out. Bend your knee, unhook your right leg, and let's try the left leg. So bend your left knee into your chest, hook up the ball of your left foot, hold on to your left strap with your left hand. So feel the balls of your feet, your pinky toe and your big toe, and you're going to be pushing your big toe up towards the ceiling to externally rotate this leg. Right hand on the right hip bone, and just open out sort of 6 inches and then draw it in. Open out and draw in. Open out and draw in. Open out and draw in. Now pushing into the strap, push into the big toe, keeping the foot flexed, draw your leg. You'll feel an extension in the back of the left leg, in the hamstrings. Keep pushing your right hand down. Okay. If you like, bend that front knee slightly. Good. And exhale, release. Release the strap and come back through seated position. And we'll make our way into Uttanasana. So let's cross your feet. Come through tabletop position, curl your toes. And place your hands in front of you. Just take a look at your feet. Make sure your feet are hip distance or a little wider than hip distance. Take a look at your big toes, and I would like you to turn your big toes slightly in so that the edges of your feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. Grab onto your blocks and just place them here. We're going to use those in a minute. So it feels as though your big toes are pigeon toes. You're going to push into your big toe mound and slowly extend your legs up. Slowly hips up, extend your legs, pushing into the big toe. So you're you're feeling the internal rotation of your legs. Good. Now, hold on to your blocks on the high setting. We're Ardha Uttanasana. Look up halfway. Curl your tailbone up. Flatten your back. And then exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Push down so your Legs are turning in, internal rotation. Exhale. Couple more times, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, bend your knees. And now we're going to come into Anjaliasana. So, place your blocks at the sides of your mats. Let's come into Anjaliasana. So bring your right foot forwards. Place the blocks under your hand. Okay, Anjaliasana is low lunge. We're going to actually do low lunge on your knee to begin with. So curl your back toe. Make sure your front knee is stacked over your front ankle. Lift and spread your toes. Make sure that your front big toe is pointing straight forwards. Push into both sides of that foot through your heel. So from your knee all the way down into your heel. And then just gently sink forwards. Notice in your back leg that you're not opening your hip up to the side like this. You're keeping your hips squared. So just gently bring your knee back. Good. Now, if you feel the strength here, lift your back knee up. Pushing down into the heel of your front foot, spreading your toes, pointing your big toe to the front. Imagine the inside of your thigh spinning up towards the sky. So the inside of your left thigh spinning upwards. And lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, let's change sides. Left side. So lift and spread your toes of the front foot of the left foot. Big toes pointing forwards. Curl the toes of your back foot. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. Hold on to your blocks. You can have them on the high setting if it's more comfortable. And just gently push into this. If you're feeling the strength, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Imagine spinning the inside of your right thigh up towards the sky. Lift and lower, exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now we will do lizard pose. So change sides again. Right foot forward. This time you're going to put your hands on the inside of your right leg. Heel toe your right foot to the outside of the mat. Bring your blocks if you need to raise the floor up a little bit. Okay. Shimmy your foot forward a little bit. Again, make sure that big toe is pointing straight forwards. And I would like you to push your knee into your upper arm and then gently open it out. Pull it in, open it out. Pull your front knee in, open it out, in and out. Okay, option to lower down into a more full lizard onto your elbows. You can do this on the floor or on blocks. Entirely up to you. Okay, let's change sides. So place your left foot forward this time. Big toe pointing to the front. Hands on the inside of your left leg. Curl your back toe. Remember, we're keeping the back leg spinning, the inner thigh spinning up towards the sky. So press your left leg into your left upper arm. Press it in. Exhale it out. Just a small movement again, just like when we were lying on the floor. Good. And in and out. Okay, the next layering posture is Uttanasana, pyramid pose. Okay, so let's make our way into standing pose. Step forward with your right foot. Make sure your feet are parallel to one another, as though you are on train tracks, as opposed to on a balance beam. So open your legs apart. Look at your back foot. Make sure your feet are right on those train tracks. You don't want your back hip to be open. You want it to be tracking forwards. Okay? Again, you can have your blocks right down here at the sides. So, press the ball of your left toe down to remind your back leg to spin, inner thighs spin up towards the ceiling. Okay? Open the front foot, direct the front toe, big toe towards the front of the mat. Lean forwards, flat back, and then extend your spine. So you don't want to be rounding your back here. That's why we're using the blocks. So you're pushing into the blocks and you're extending your spine. So you're lengthening your spine here by tilting your pelvis forward and lifting your tailbone up. Stay here, or option to sink your body forwards. Keep pushing both sides of your big foot into the mat. Pushing, spinning isometrically your inner thigh at the back towards the ceiling. Hold here, breathe deep and full. Engage those thigh muscles, those quads of the back, hamstrings of the front. And inhale, come up halfway. Okay, and then all the way. Beautiful. Our next pose is twisted triangle pose. So for twisted triangle pose, we'll do it on the left side for demonstration purposes. It begins in the same pyramid pose feet. So your feet are parallel to one another, as though you could draw train tracks from your feet. Okay. Lift, so your left foot's in front, right hand comes up, left hand on left hip. Reach forward, reach for a block, place it under your foot, your hand, sorry. Spin and push down to lift up. You'll notice your back quad firing up and spinning inwards. Your front leg, spreading those toes and reaching up. Option here to lower the setting of your block. Shimmy your feet a little further apart. Engage the inner thigh of the back leg and the quads of the front leg, this muscle. Keep this leg strong. Good. Option to place your hand on the floor. Good. Breathing deep and full. Exhale, lower that left hand. Bend the front knee. And we'll come forward, standing at the top of your mat. Next, we're going to be doing Padasana, which is standing splits pose. Okay, so for standing splits, we're going to actually use the blocks again to help us to begin with. Let's start sort of in the center of your mat. We'll start in Warrior 3 pose. So reach back with your left foot. Remember, feel like your left foot is pigeon-toed. You're spinning the inner thigh up. Come into Warrior 3. Reach for those blocks. And lift that back leg up. Try to turn your big toe, your big left toe, inwards so that you're not opening up your hip like this. You're keeping your hip shining down. You're reaching and pushing through this strong bottom leg. Option to reach for a lower setting of the blocks or for the floor. And keep lifting by leading with the ball of the left foot at the top, spinning inwards. It will open up slightly here. And exhale. Lower. Come into Malasana. Yogi squat. Okay, the next pose we'll do is Ardha Hanumanasana, which is half splits. Okay, Ardha meaning half. We're actually going to be using the blanket or towel is fine. So just place the towel at the front of your mat on a floor that will slide. So it's not going to slide on the carpet. So I'm just placing it on the floor here. Definitely use your blocks to begin with. Okay, so half half Hanumanasana, Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits, begins here again. Okay? So reach your right foot forwards. Flex your right toes. Internally rotate and then externally rotate. We're going to try and keep these externally rotated. Push into the heel. Keep your knees slightly bent so you don't hyperextend, and engage the quads at the front. Use your quads, engage those. Push forward slowly, trying to keep your chest up. Good, and draw it in. Just a small movement again. 3 or 4 inches forward and back. You can curl the toes of the back leg if you like. This is half monkey pose. Now come to stillness. Use your blocks and come up. It takes quite a bit of balance here. Okay. Now come to stillness and reach your hands towards the mat, pouring your chest onto your leg. Draw your right hip back as though it was coming back, and reach your chin towards your shin. You'll feel a strong extension all along the back of the front leg, the right leg. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Okay, the final posture is full splits, Hanumanasana. Okay, so for full splits, we'll use the aid of the blanket sliding on the floor. Be very careful with that. Make sure you have something to hold on to. The other thing is if Hanumanasana is very challenging, that your hamstrings are not quite ready to go all the way, my suggestion would be to use a pillow. You can use a meditation pillow or a regular pillow to place literally between your legs, to be there to support you. Okay, so let's move this up a little bit just for demonstration purposes. So this is going to end up right in the middle. Reach forward. Okay, do you see the way I lift my back knee and inch it backwards as well? So it's a very controlled movement down, and this is completely supporting me. Now, the temptation is just to open this hip out, but we want to remember, internally rotate that back thigh. So the left big toe is turning up, and then release that toe. Flex the front foot, point it if you like. Option to reach your hands overhead. Fire up those legs so you're drawing the left hip forward and the right hip back. Okay? Final option, if you like, if you feel you've developed this flexibility and strength, you may go ahead all the way to full Hanumanasana pose. Okay, shoulders back, lift your chest up. Once you're there and you really feel that your hips are shining forwards, you may point your back foot and reach up. Okay, slowly come out. Curl your back toe, push up on those helpful blocks. Come out. Thank you. Stay tuned for the rest of the Hanumanasana sequence.